They do have the language thing, you know, it is kind of like a get out of jail free card on the without being called racist. You know, if Alberta does this, we're just gonna get called racist.
Right, exactly. Because they're already known as I mean, the East and Vancouver already
But here's
think.
the thing, we could do this about English. We could still say you gotta speak fucking English, man. We aren't doing fucking like
Well, that's like what
Mandarin.
America.
We're not doing Mandarin driving tests anymore.
No, but that's what America's doing, right? They're pulling people over and doing English tests on them, right? Did you hear that? Did you see that? Some of the truckers, they're like, if you don't know English, like you're not driving a truck down here.
Yeah, I mean the trucking, whatever. I mean, I'm not even getting into that. I'm just saying, like right now, you can just go do your whole process of like do your training, do your license, do all of it in like Mandarin and a few other languages. It should not be an option. You know,
No,
it
I
should,
thought we
if
were
you're gonna do French,
bilingual.
if you're gonna do
Bilingual.
French, fine. But you
Well,
know,
not
if
even
we're gonna-
fine, but I mean, like, we'll put up with it.
Quebec is replacing multiculturalism with integration. English Canada should do the same. I mean, can you imagine if Alberta even said that? You got to
I mean,
integrate.
they're already racist, according to Vancouverites and Torontonians.
How can a multi-ethnic democracy like Canada forge a common identity out of a population with many disparate countries of origin? The Quebec government says that multiculturalism is the wrong model for this tough task and is blazing a new trail that it calls integration.
What a concept. Wow. A new trail.
Is it a new one? Is it really a new
I
one?
think this would have been part of the plan all along.
We
Like,
just
what do
say
you
we're
think you
going
should
back
do when
to
you
the
bring
old
over
trail?
5 million people?
Can we just say that? Can we just be honest? We're going back to the old trail, like the way we used to do it 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, this approach offers a firm but compassionate model for integrating newcomers. English Canada should pay close attention. Bill 84, titled An Act for Respecting National Integration, seeks to establish a common culture which will serve as a vector for social cohesion that will allow for immigrants and persons identifying with cultural minorities to integrate into Quebec society. This common Quebec culture is described as the crucible that enables all Quebecers to form a united nation. The national integration model put forth in the bill lays out essential elements of Quebec culture that will not be compromised. These include democratic values, the equality of men and women, and the separation of religion and state. Immigrants are called upon to learn the French language, and if they have not yet mastered upon arrival, and to participate fully in Quebec society. Speaking of
If they had not mastered it upon arrival, come on. What percentage have even tried upon arrival in French?
Pressed by reporters on why an integration bill is needed, Roberg outlined his concerns about immigrants becoming siloed into enclaves outside of mainstream society. We see that people are staying with their own group, and we want more diversity, and we want people to go and talk to each other. We don't want some ghettos. We want one society.
Oh, how racist is that?
Asked to be more specific about how he wants immigrants to contribute to Quebec, Roberg explained that he wants to see a more united, socially cohesive society. We want them to go outside their communities and go speak with us, he said. We want to see them at La Fête Nationale du Québec. We want to see them everywhere. They are welcome. Quebec's integration approach is designed to foster a common culture that citizens of all backgrounds can graft themselves onto. It also establishes basic expectations, democracy, the equality of men and women, the separation of religion and state that immigrants must adhere to. Crucially, it does all this without vilifying newcomers themselves. Far from excluding immigrants, it invites them to participate more fully. I mean, that's a great way of putting it. This is the polar opposite of official multiculturalism, formally adopted by Pierre Trudeau. Where have we heard that name before? In 1971. And elaborated on in the 1988 Multiculturalism Act. The act declares multiculturalism reflects the cultural and racial diversity of Canadian society and acknowledges the freedom of all members of Canadian society to preserve, enhance, and share their cultural heritage. As Roberg pointed out, there is no mention of a common Canadian culture. Since its adoption, the Canadian multiculturalism has come under fire from various intellectuals and writers, including Neil Busduthdath, Salem Mansour, and the late William Gardner. In 2011, Mansour wrote Delectable Lie, a liberal repudiation of multiculturalism, in which he argued that far from ushering in a peaceful, glittering cultural mosaic, multiculturalism as a policy has increased tensions and divisions in Canadian society.
Well, I don't understand what did Trudeau do? Like, because in 77 it was in effect till 77. So the Citizen Act of 47 was still in effect until 77. There wasn't a formal written citizenship test, but I mean, isn't that what the citizenship test was supposed to be? Like, I knew guys that came over for specialized industry in the aircraft, and they had to become citizens, and it was a big deal, right, for him to become a Canadian citizen. Like this guy from England, he was an engineer, and he was my boss at the time, and he had to like to do a test, and to become a citizen. Like he was kind of like, I got to pass this test,
or you're out on your ass.
or you're out on your ass. So, I mean, there was a formalization of the test in the 2000s and then a major overhaul in 2010 and then recent adjust. So it's changed, it looks like, all the way along from then. But I didn't know, maybe I thought maybe they had got rid of it. Like, isn't that what that test was supposed to be? So people start to conform to what we expect in Canada?
Well, it seems like they didn't have to, as of at least 88, when it said that you could the freedom of all members of society to preserve and enhance their own culture. Which, where do you draw the line?
Right. I mean, yeah, I mean, that, you
Over
want to
the-
be free too, but there should be, I guess, a happy medium between the both of them. I mean, how about just no two-tier crime system to start with? I mean, it's not even their fault in a lot of ways.
Yeah, or I'll stop there. Over the last decades, there has been growing admission of the weakness of multiculturalism as a model for governing a diverse society. In 2010, the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, declared that multiculturalism in her country had utterly failed and later argued that immigrants must accept the country's cultural norms. In 2011, then Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, David Cameron, decreed the damage done to social cohesion by multicultural policies. Under the doctrine of state multiculturalism, we have encouraged different cultures to live separate lives apart from each other and apart from the mainstream. Here in Canada, our leaders have not made this same admission, despite their increasingly obvious fractures appearing in our social fabric. In September 2023, a riot broke out in Northeast Calgary with up to 150 people clashing and brandishing weapons in a dispute over political developments in Eritrea. Where the fuck is Eritrea?
Eritrea is I think it's in Africa, I think. Yeah.
Last November, violent clashes erupted between Hindu groups of Sikh Khalistani separatists, or between Hindu groups and Sikh Khalistani separatists in Brampton, Ontario. If Canada continues further along our present trajectory, we risk further eroding our social cohesion, national unity, and collective identity. Quebec's model of promoting the integration of newcomers into a common culture offers an alternative way forward. This model retains the compassion that is an important aspect of Canadian identity, except with the elbows up.